guys will come here. Thank you. We appreciate that. It is always a wonderful time to come together and talk about the great things at our school. And in that vein, I want to welcome you to the second annual State of STEM. It's always a huge time for us to reflect and look ahead. There is so much to celebrate and share with you today, and we do have a very special, very unique school. By design, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
By design, we are asking the challenging question, how do we maximize human potential of every student and staff member? And when you think about that, how many schools start with that question? Most schools are really concerned about maintaining order and preparing students for testing. That's not even in our conversation, because when you highly engage students, all the other things just fall into place. So many, we hear from our industry partners that they complain about preparation of new hires. Our robust apprentice program has STEM students who have earned sophisticated industry's credentials, working shoulder to shoulder with professionals. They are truly prepared to lead companies in their career. Our model disrupts the fundamental beliefs of education. Preparing your child to compete in a complex global economy require all of us to dare bravely. We must stand together to continue our ability to offer the premier education in Douglas County and in Colorado. And thank you for being part of this extraordinary school. Thank you. Next up, I'd like to introduce one of our board members. Just so you know, you probably already know, we are so indebted to our all-volunteer board. They have busy professional and personal lives, and they dedicate, you just wouldn't believe how many hours to the school. And they're so well paid, aren't they? They are visionary. They work very closely with what we're trying to accomplish, and they do all the behind-the-scenes work to make sure that we can accomplish our goals. And speaking for the board, we have Mr. Roy Martinez.
Hi, I'm Roy Martinez. If you haven't met me or seen me roaming the halls and you want to, please introduce yourself. I'll help you find something to volunteer for. Darn it, that was my commercial to have you volunteer. My name is Roy Martinez, and we actually have some other board members here tonight. I'm going to ask them to stand. We have Jack Bird in the back, Heidi Elliott, we have Brian Sapp. Oh, and Mark's here. Our president, Mark Alpert. Is there someone? Oh, and Rudy. It's now an official meeting. I got it was posted. I just want to thank everyone for letting us have an opportunity to serve. And just as a quick update, we finally have all 9 board positions filled. 5 of us are parents. A couple of us are either future parents or our kids have graduated. If you have a chance, read the bylaws, and I think we've got those finally cleared up. The parents voted to approve the bylaws in August, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask a board member, but hopefully that clarifies stuff. We do have several committees. We have a finance committee, a curriculum committee, a communications committee, and a facilities committee. And together we are working hard to maximize your child's potential. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our board. They really spend so many hours working on our behalf, and we really appreciate the time and energy that they put into making STEM School Highlands Ranch a great place to learn and to work. So thank you to them. So first we wanted to start out with the state of our school, and I have a few updates for you since our last State of STEM last year. I'm going to take a look at our financials, some teacher teams that we have here at STEM, as well as talk about our Sources of Strength program. That will actually be done by some of our mental health folks who are here today. We also are going to give an update on our teacher growth and support team, our leadership structure and where we are in that process, and some of our initiatives to increase student voice here at STEM School Highlands Ranch. So first, this is just a quick breakdown of our financials. These are our expenditures for the school year. You can see that 46.2% of our expenses are spent on salaries, 12% on benefits, and then we have several other categories for purchased services, supplies and materials, property, and other expenses. All of this information is found on our STEM School Highlands Ranch webpage under the Financial Transparency Act. Some other financial transparency indicators. STEM is one of 4 out of 19 charter schools in Douglas County to maintain a positive ratio for the past 3 years. So it's really a great asset for our school. Our charter bond rating is in the top 2% in the nation. So that's compared to all charter schools across the entire United States. Our most recent audit results received an unqualified opinion, which is the highest audit opinion that you can get. And they had no management recommendations. That means they didn't have any recommendations for improving our management and our business office procedures. Again, all of this information and the complete audit can be found on our financial transparency page. So as I told you last year at State of STEM, we have developed a compensation team. This is a team of teachers and staff who spent the year looking at compensation structures for charter schools and neighborhood schools along the Front Range. And they are working on some recommendations to our administrative team on compensation. This screenshot is a survey that they recently sent out to gather information from our own staff about compensation. As you know, we're always looking to improve and innovate, and so we're gathering that information so that hopefully we can make some recommendations for the future about our compensation schedules. Last year, going into this year, the hiring season, we made some updates, some really great updates. First, we now do stakeholder interviews for all candidates. This means that when candidates come to apply for a job here at STEM, they go through a screening application, they're invited here to STEM, and we do some panel interviews with several different stakeholders. We have parents that participate in that interview, we have students, we have staff, and we have administration. That gives all of our stakeholders an opportunity to really engage with our candidates and understand their background and the skill set that they might bring to STEM School Highlands Ranch. For teachers, classroom teachers specifically, we also have implemented a process to help us understand how teachers think in our PBL, our problem-based learning format. So we ask them questions about PBL, we ask them to think about a PBL that might be interesting and engaging for students, and that gives us a window into their thought process about how students learn and really helps us understand if they're a good fit for our school and the learning styles of our students. Our teacher growth and support team has been very active this year. And as you remember from last year, we talked a little bit about the aspects that our teachers say are the reasons they love to come to work here at STEM. One of those, of course, is teacher autonomy. We also offer very competitive salaries, particularly within the Douglas County School District. We have lots of opportunities for teacher voice and choice. We have many, many opportunities for leadership within the classroom, within departments, within our administrative structure, and throughout the school. And we have many folks on board who are there specifically to support students and their learning in the classroom. As we mature, we continue to improve our methods for finding and maintaining the best teachers. And one of those methods was the implementation of our teacher growth and support team. And I'm going to ask Stephanie Mandrala to come forward just for a moment. She's our Director of Professional Development, and give us an update on the work of that team.
Thank you, Leanne. We're very excited because this year, one of the ways that we are providing additional support for our teachers is by assigning each of our teachers an instructional coach. We have 8 instructional coaches that receive ongoing training and support, and then these coaches meet with their teachers once a month, and then they are also in their classrooms once a month. And this is the support that our teachers have been asking for, the feedback that they need, and the support that they need in order to implement the STEM instructional approach and why you have your students here at the school. In addition, another service or another program that we are continuing with is our teacher peer mentoring program. All of our new teachers are assigned a teacher mentor. And you can see from our statistics that I posted for you up here, just the influence that our community is having here. And we believe that it's having an impact also in the classroom for your students. So, thank you.
Thanks, Stephanie. All right, so a progress report on our leadership model. As you know, we went through a structure change last year into this year, and we focused on ikigai, which is a Japanese term that means your reason for being. It's really why you get up in the morning, and it's trying to align what you do for a profession with your own personal goals and life objectives. So we looked at our ikigais, we also looked at the strengths of our administrative team, and we developed a new structure. Our structure contains 3 directors. So the Director of STEM School Highlands Ranch, Director of Curriculum and Accountability, which of course is Dr. Johnson, Director of Professional Development, who is Stephanie Mandrala. Then we also have 4 assistant directors of student experience. Cassandra Burkhardt is our K through 7 assistant director of student experience, and we also have Sarah Boland at the middle and high school level. Our assistant director of special programs is Hannah Reed, so you'll hear from her in a few moments. And our assistant director of student success is Liz Dugan. So through this process, we've had many great successes. First, we found improved consistency throughout the whole K-12 system. We feel that our deliverables for parents and families have definitely improved. Our deliverables for staff have improved, and our deliverables for students, which of course is the most important. We feel that consistency in those deliverables have improved in our K-12 model. We have also accelerated efficiency as a result of increased focus in each area. So each of the administrators is able to spend their time and energy focused on a very specific domain. They're looking at this domain from the K-12 perspective. So that consistency is there, as well as the time and energy to focus on the very specific needs of the school within their domain. Finally, because of our team and the way we have structured this team, we have increased our collaboration and communication amongst the school leaders. We have a daily stand-up meeting every morning, so everyone is always in tune with what each of our team members is working on, and we're able to really solve problems and collaborate on issues in real time. So we're able to make faster, more impactful decisions within that process. What do we still need to work on? Of course, we are always iterating and always improving. And one of the things that we are working with our teacher feedback team is to identify blind spots. We know there will be blind spots, and so we're working through those as they're identified. And we have a group of teachers, as well as our PTO and our staff, who all help us identify blind spots that we might not have yet identified, and then work through those problems. We also are continuing our communication of our roles and responsibilities. Of course, it's an education process. Who do I go to for this question? Where do I go to answer that question? And those are the things that we're working through this year. And I think we've definitely seen an improvement from the start of the year to our current place in the year of students, parents, and staff understanding our new structure and knowing where they go for the answers to their questions. We also have some new updates for the 2018-19 school year. The first of which is our charter renewal. As you know, we were renewed for a 3-year contract with the Douglas County School District. We are working with the school district to try to extend that to a 5-year contract. We did have a great celebration here at STEM at the renewal of our agreement with Douglas County, and this is a picture of a mural that we created. Every staff member placed a handprint on the wall, and then as a staff, we developed and voted on the title for this mural. And I think this is just a visual indication of our spirit of teamwork and collaboration here at STEM. And of course, we feel that that's one of the best benefits of working here, but also one of the best benefits of being a student here. Another new update for the 19-20 school year, so this is for next school year, we have a schedule adjustment for our secondary students only. So this is 6 through 12 only. The district and state has asked us to add 10 minutes to our school day. So students in the secondary, starting at 6th grade through 12th grade, will start at 7:50 and end their day at 2:50. This will allow us to add an advisement period, which we are very excited about. You may have seen the parent survey that went out about advisement and the schedule. And we got some great requests and also suggestions from parents. And then we also gave the same survey to students. So you can see here, column 1 is the parent responses and column 2 is the student responses. And these were all recommendations for the use of that advisement period. I don't know about you, but I was pretty surprised and pleased that our parent responses and student responses aligned very well. So grade checks with mentor was number 1 on both. Of course, social emotional support, career mentoring, ICAP, course registration, all of those things will certainly be implemented during our advisement time. We also have a few updates on our communications. I hope you've noticed, but we have started a Did You Know weekly series on social media. And these are just tidbits and facts and highlights that we are sending out through social media about STEM School Highlands Ranch and the programs that we offer here. We also are always increasing our communication and trying to work with our parent and community groups to ensure that we are giving the right communication in the right pathways. So we are continuing with our website, our newsletter, social media, and then special mailing and updates through IC. So one of the initiatives that we have had for the past year and a half is increasing student voice. So I wanted to give you just a quick update on student voice. We now have 2 representatives, our student council president and vice president, who attend the board meetings, and we appreciate that the board has allowed them an opportunity to share student updates to our board of directors every month. We also are offering 4 student forums this year. We have already conducted 2 of those student forums. During those student forums, students are asked to submit, or before the student forums, they're asked to submit topics for the agenda, and then the administration team answers questions and has some real engaging dialogue with students. They ask great questions, and so we're happy to be able to meet with them and hear their feedback and also answer questions that they might have. We also have started a new student survey program that is run by our upperclassmen advisor. This is a new position for STEM, but she is one advisor that is able to help us identify and address the needs of some of our upperclassmen students. So this year we have gathered feedback on the schedule, which I just presented to you. Our STEM Scholar Medallion, we had 2 choices for students to choose from. We also have the prom and after prom survey to make sure that we were including the events that students wanted at their prom and after prom, and also including their voice in our graduation ceremony. And just so you're aware, that top one was the winner of the vote from students as far as the STEM Scholar Medallion. Of course, we continue to improve our STEM athletics program. This is a list of our current events and athletics programs. Some of them, of course, we collaborate with Skyview Academy for those events. A couple pictures of our teams there. Okay, so next I would like to invite Dr. Karen Johnson up to the podium, and she will give you some of our highlights by the numbers.
Welcome. So yes, part of my new role as Director of Curriculum and Accountability includes all of the curricular decisions that we make across the K-12, and in addition, our data analysis and our Unified Improvement Plan through CBE and such things. And so I just wanted to focus in on a few highlights, and I could spend a lot of time on data, but I'm going to focus, so if it gets too long, let me know. But some things that we really would like to celebrate are that we're ranked number 8 in the SAT scores across the state. So that takes all of the high schools in Colorado and ranks them, and our students' scores were in the top 8. We have a 90% overall performance rating through the Colorado Department of Education, which is very high. It's the highest that we've had since we've opened. And that includes a 96.5% achievement rating. So just looking at our achievement growth at the Colorado Department of Education is an area that we should be celebrating. We have a 98% graduation rate, and then other snippets of information, things like our total school enrollment. We are the winner of the John Irwin School of Excellence Awards, and we've earned that every year that they've been offering that opportunity. It's very difficult to do because we're a K-12, and so most schools just focus on one aspect, if they're a high school or if they're a middle school or an elementary, as the criteria for winning that award. So to achieve that as a K-12 is a true celebration for us. Currently, we have 226 students enrolled in advanced placement courses. We are 191 points higher on the SAT than the closest Douglas County school. Does that make sense? Yes, that's a great celebration, right? Last spring, our high schoolers earned 126 different industry certificates, which is a wonderful celebration. Our 90 senior graduates that we had in 2018 represented 108 college acceptances or university acceptances, 2 countries, and 34 states that they were accepted to. 91% college, after college graduation expectation is where our students went. So again, we have lots to highlight. So these are just a few things. And if you're interested in data as much as I am, you can go to the Colorado Department of Education. Under the school view, you can pull up STEM School Highlands Ranch and take a look at all of our CMAS data, the Colorado Measures of Academic Success, the AP, not the AP data, but our demographic data, the CMAS data, graduation and workplace readiness data as well. But here's a little snippet of some of that. So in English Language Arts last spring, these are scaled scores, 3rd through 8th grade. Take the English Language Arts assessment. State averages, our district averages, and then the STEM averages. And when we calculate that into a percentage of a benchmark, the green highlights the areas that we meet or exceed the benchmark in comparison to the state. So the state requires or expects a 50% benchmark, and we are well above that in ELA across the board. As far as CMAS for the math, again, we have the breakdown for each grade level, and Algebra 1 and Geometry as well, the state, the district, and where we land STEM and as a standard score, and then the areas that we meet or exceed that benchmark as well. We do recognize there's areas that we work on, and so what I do as part of my role is work with individual teachers in grade levels and departments. We break down the data, we look at demographic data, we look at